And Boston has been trying to get back into this draft, trying to get Rajon Rondo, the Kentucky point guard, the sophomore point guard.
Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we're going to go over all the players who were drafted before Rajon Rondo in the NBA draft back in 2006. Make sure to watch until the end to see what every player is doing right now. Before moving on, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to ring the bell icon too. Let's get started. Number 20. The New York Knicks selected Renaldo Balkman with the 20th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft. Balkman spent 6 seasons in the NBA. He played a total of 221 games for the Knicks and Denver Nuggets in the NBA as a small forward and power forward. His total stats in the NBA are 4 points per game with 3.5 rebounds, 0.5 blocks, and 0.6 assists. After that, he played for the Philippine Basketball Association, then for Venezuela, Mexico, and Puerto Rico in the following years. He won gold medals 2 times at Central Basket 2010 and 2016 and the Pan American Games 2011, representing Puerto Rico on the international stage. Balkman, J.C. Fuller, and longtime forward Delroy James all joined Real Estelí on January 19, 2021. In the BCLA, he'll be competing against the teams of Panama and Colombia in Group A. Number 19. The Sacramento Kings selected Quincy Douby from Ukraine as a 19th overall pick in the first round of the 2006 NBA draft. Douby was released by the Kings after 3 seasons to make space for the deal involving Brad Miller and Drew Gooden. After that, he was acquired by the Raptors, but only for 1 season. His NBA stats included 4.1 points, 1.1 rebounds, 0.7 assists, and 0.1 blocks per game in 143 games played. Later on, he'd play for Turkish, Chinese, and Lebanese national teams. He left the Westchester Knicks in December of 2016 and joined a Turkish team for the final time, where he played for 1 season only. Then, in 2017, he joined the Lebanese Basketball Association and has played there ever since. Number 18. The Washington Wizards selected Oleksiy Pecherov with the 18th overall pick in the 2006 draft. He was dealt to the Timberwolves for Randy Foye and Mike Miller after only 2 seasons, along with Tyrus Thomas, Darius Sangila, and a first-round selection. He only stayed there for 1 season. His stats at that time were 3.9 points per game, plus 2.4 rebounds, 0.2 assists, and 0.2 blocks. He also played 111 games. He then moved on to the EuroLeague, where he lasted for 2 years, and later he had short-term contracts with a couple Russian teams. He also spent a few months with the Estonian basketball team. Pecherov signed with the Denver Nuggets on September 28, 2015. However, his contract was canceled after just 1 preseason game. He then signed a contract with the Lebanese Basketball League and has been playing with them since February 3, 2016. Number 17. The Indiana Pacers drafted Shawne Williams as the 17th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft. The Mavericks then acquired him in 2008 in exchange for Eddie Jones, 2 first-round draft pick rights, and some cash. He played for them for 2 seasons, and then was moved to the Nets for the second time in 2 seasons, but this time it was only for 4 days. The Knicks signed him after he was a free agent for several months, and he had a great experience in New York with the Knicks and was an important member of the team. And while he was with the Knicks, he had his only NBA appearance in the postseason. He was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers a second time, however, this time he failed to appear in any games. His career stats were 5.6 points with 3 rebounds, 0.7 assists, and 0.5 blocks per game. He joined the Chinese Basketball League in early 2013 after his contract expired, but he returned to the NBA with the Lakers a few months later. Because he was traded so frequently, this guy got pounded by nearly every NBA squad. He played 1 season with the Iowa Wolves before retiring, and he now represents the Bahrain Premier League team Al Rifa. Number 16. The Chicago Bulls selected Rodney Carney in the 2006 NBA draft with the 16th overall choice. After that, the Bulls exchanged Carney for the 76ers' 13th overall pick in return for a 2007 second-round draft pick. Carney was a significant member of the 76ers lineup throughout the season, but the Sixers then traded him along with Calvin Booth and a future first-round pick to the Minnesota Timberwolves on July 9, 2008 in exchange for a future conditional second-round pick. Carney returned to the Philadelphia 76ers on September 15, 2009 when he signed a contract extension. After that, he spent one season each with the Golden State Warriors, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Miami Heat. And after that, he quit the NBA and played in leagues like Sporting Al Riyadi Beirut, Topang TNT, La Vega, Indios de Mayagüez, and finally Toyotsu Fighting Eagles Nagoya in Japan. Currently, he's playing for the Delaware Bluecoats. He played 299 games in the NBA, managing 5.9 points, 2 rebounds, 0.4 assists, and 0.3 blocks per game. Number 15. The 15th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft was Cedric Simmons by the New Orleans Hornets. Simmons, like Carney, had a short career since he never stayed with one team for an extended period. From 2007 to 2009, he only played for the Chicago Bulls for 2 seasons. The Sacramento Kings were his previous main NBA team. After that, he was confined to the NBA's G League. After 2010, he tried his luck in several other countries including China, Italy, Spain, Turkey, Israel, Greece, and many other European nations. His most recent deal was with the Japanese team Seahorses Mikawa, which was for the 2019-20 season. He spent most of his career playing in leagues other than the NBA's primary franchise. However, his NBA game stats are 2.2 points with 1.9 rebounds, 0.2 assists, and 0.4 blocks per game in 75 games played. Number 14. The Utah Jazz drafted Ronnie Brewer with the 14th pick in the 2006 draft. He was with the Jazz for about 4 seasons and actually did a remarkable job as a rookie. He was then moved to the Memphis Grizzlies in 2010, however, he was unable to contribute because of an injury. The Bulls signed him the next year, and he played for them for a total of 2 seasons. Then the Knicks signed him, but he was injured and the team suffered as a result. He then spent some time with the Oklahoma City Thunder and Houston Rockets, and in 2014, he rejoined the Bulls. However, he only appeared in 1 game. Finally, he was a member of the Santa Cruz Warriors from 2015 to 2016. After that, he stepped down as a player and is currently a high school coach and radio personality. His stats in 502 games in his NBA career include 7.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 0.2 blocks. Number 13. Thabo Sefolosha was selected by the Philadelphia 76ers with the 13th overall choice in the 2006 NBA draft, before being traded to the Chicago Bulls. He was most recently with the Houston Rockets before that. Also, he's played in the NBA for the Chicago Bulls, Oklahoma City Thunder, Atlanta Hawks, and the Utah Jazz. He also played in Turkey's basketball league, as well as France, Italy, and Switzerland. In 2006, he became the first Swiss player to play in the NBA, and in 2013, a newspaper in Switzerland named him the best Swiss basketball player of all time. He averaged 5.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 0.4 blocks in 869 games played. Number 12. The New Orleans Hornets selected Hilton Julius Armstrong Jr. with the 12th overall pick in the 2006 NBA draft. In the NBA, he played for the Hornets and Sacramento Kings, as well as the Washington Wizards and Houston Rockets. In 2014, he was a member of the Indiana Pacers preseason roster, while in 2012, he participated on the Los Angeles Clippers Summer League team. The Nagoya Diamond Dolphins of the B League were where he last appeared. His career stats include 3 points, 2.6 rebounds, 0.3 rebounds, and 0.5 blocks per game. The retired NBA assistant coach Armstrong now currently works with the Golden State Warriors. He's happily married, the father of 4 children, and content with his lot in life. Number 11. The Orlando Magic selected Jonathan Clay J.J. Redick with the 11th pick in the 2006 NBA draft. He spent 7 seasons with the Magic before moving on to the Milwaukee Bucks for a short time, before spending 4 seasons with the Los Angeles Clippers. He signed a 1-year agreement with the Philadelphia 76ers in 2017 and re-signed with them the following year for another season. The New Orleans Pelicans re-signed Redick to a 2-year contract in 2019. Then he was traded to the Dallas Mavericks, where he was a member of the team ever since. His immense NBA career of 940 games includes 12.8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 0.1 blocks per game. Redick is also, of course, a podcaster, and he hosts a show covering basketball and entertainment. Number 10. Mouhamed Sene of Senegal was the 10th overall choice by the Seattle SuperSonics in the NBA draft of 2006. After a while, he was transferred to the Idaho Stampede, and he returned to the SuperSonics main team when the season ended. He was waived by the Thunder before the close of the 2009 season and acquired by the G League Albuquerque Thunderbirds. The Knicks extended an offer to him in the last week of the season after he had only appeared in 10 games. When he was done with the Knicks, he tried his luck in the French leagues and then the Spanish Liga ACB. The Austin Spurs were his previous employer, and his contract with them expired in 2016. His NBA career covered 47 games, in which he pulled off an average of 2.2 points, 1.6 rebounds, no assists, and 0.5 blocks. Number 9. The Golden State Warriors selected Patrick Fitzgerald O'Brien with the 9th overall choice in the 2006 NBA draft. He's played for the Warriors, Boston Celtics, and Toronto Raptors in the NBA, as well as in the NBA Developmental League and in Europe, Latin America, and Asia. He's now a member of the London Lightning of the National Basketball League of Canada. In the NBA, he played 90 games with an average of 2.1 points, 1.4 rebounds, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 blocks per game. Number 8. The Houston Rockets drafted Rudy Gay with the 8th overall choice in the 2006 NBA draft, and the Memphis Grizzlies acquired him in exchange for Shane Battier. He spent 6.5 very successful years with the Grizzlies, and then from 2013 to 2017, he was a member of the Sacramento Kings. He was also a 4-year member of the Spurs roster before deciding to leave. He's now signed to the Utah Jazz through the end of the season. He's been on a lot of different teams over the years, but his record is very impressive, having played in 1,009 games with an average of 16.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 0.8 blocks. Number 7. The Boston Celtics drafted Randy Foye 7th overall in the 2006 NBA draft, but traded him to the Portland Trail Blazers and then to the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he began his career. Foye played with the Timberwolves from 2006 to 2009, and then the Washington Wizards, the Clippers, the Utah Jazz, the Denver Nuggets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and finally the Brooklyn Nets from 2010 until 2017. He then announced his retirement from the NBA. His stats include 10.3 points with 2.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 0.3 blocks in 752 games. The Yes Network currently employs him as a commentator and analyst. Number 6. The Portland Trail Blazers drafted forward Brandon Roy with the 6th pick in the 2006 NBA draft. He was with the Blazers for 5 pretty successful seasons. Then he moved on to the Timberwolves, where he played until the 2012-2013 season before stopping due to injury. He returned for a short time to play for the Blazers, but was injured once again, and that's when he announced his retirement. His career stats include 18.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, 4.7 assists, and 0.7 blocks per game, playing in 326 games. Since May of 2017, he served as the head coach of the boys basketball team at Garfield High School in Oregon. Number 5. Shelden Williams was picked by the Atlanta Hawks in 2006. In 2008, he was part of the Mike Bibby trade to the Sacramento Kings, which included a few other players. Along with the Timberwolves, he's also appeared in games for the Celtics, Nuggets, and Brooklyn Nets during his career. He left the NBA at the end of the 2012 season and joined the EuroLeague. Currently, he serves as an assistant coach with the NBA G League's College Park Skyhawks. His NBA career stats include 361 games played, scoring 4.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, 0.5 assists, and 0.5 blocks per game. Number 4. The Portland Trail Blazers selected Tyrus Thomas in the 4th round of the 2006 NBA draft. In exchange for the 2nd overall pick, he was sent to the Chicago Bulls. Until 2013, he played for the Bulls and the Charlotte Bobcats a combined 4 times. He also played for the Grizzlies, appearing in just 2 games. He even played in a German basketball league until 2016. His NBA career covered 402 games, in which he pulled off an average of 7.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and 1.3 blocks. Number 3. The Charlotte Bobcats signed Adam Morrison to a 2-year deal after he was drafted 3rd overall in the NBA draft in 2006. He had an average first season, but his knee had been badly injured. As a result, he was forced to sit out the entire next season. After that, he spent a brief time with the Los Angeles Lakers, who went on to win the NBA title. Despite this, the Lakers decided to part ways with him. In the years leading up to 2012, he had some success in European leagues. Morrison has been Meade's head coach since 2017. In his NBA career, he scored 7.5 points, 2.1 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and averaged 0.1 blocks per game. Number 2. LaMarcus Aldridge was the number 2 overall draft pick back in 2006. The Portland Trail Blazers had him for 9 seasons until he signed a contract with the San Antonio Spurs in 2015. He joined the Brooklyn Nets in 2021. After being forced to leave the team due to an abnormal heartbeat, he returned to the Nets the following year after gaining medical clearance, and he's still with the Nets. This OG's all-time NBA stats are 19.4 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2.0 assists, and 1.1 blocks per game, and he's played in a whopping 1,029 games. Number 1. The number 1 pick in the same draft that had Rajon Rondo in it went to the Toronto Raptors, and it was Andrea Bargnani, Italy's first ever NBA draft pick. He previously played in the Italian LBA and EuroLeague. He played in the NBA for 10 years for teams like the Raptors, Knicks, and Nets. More recently, he was playing in Spain, but due to some serious injuries, he's had no choice but to retire. Since then, he's been living life to the fullest and doesn't intend to return to basketball. His NBA time included 550 games played with 14.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 0.9 blocks per game. Hey, that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching until the end, and if you liked our video, then please show your appreciation through the like button, and also leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Check out the terrifying times Rajon Rondo actually fights players up next.